Hello, nerds! Thank you for watching Generally Nerdy. This is your Week in Nerdom Gaming Edition for the week of March 19th, 2018. This week in gaming, we've got updates on a couple of games that we've been following. Switch update. We've got some updates about Ninja, that Twitch streamer that broke all kinds of records just a couple days, or about a week ago. All that and more right after the intro.
Quiet on the set. Rolling.
Hi, I am Bitsy Telek.
Hey, I'm Hale Appleman.
I'm Walter Kane.
I'm Rene Aubergenois. Odo on Deep Space Nine.
Michael Dorn, Lieutenant Commander Worf, Star Trek The Next Generation.
Come and see me and hear me and talk to me and listen to me talk about myself.
Hey man, this is Kevin Smith, often considered generally nerdy, and you are listening to what is often considered generally nerdy.
On Generally Nerdy.
You're listening to
Generally Nerdy.
Generally Nerdy.
Generally nerdy.
Before we jump into the news, guys, let's jump into this week's sponsor. This week, again, is being sponsored by the General Lee Nerdy t-shirt, the collaboration with the guys over at punishshirt.com. The contest is still going on. Do not forget to check the description below for how to enter the contest and all the rules involved. Good luck to you guys. If you don't get one of the shirts, these shirts are available over at punishshirt.com, and you can buy it for about $20, and yeah, there you go. Good luck. Starting off our gaming news, we're talking Kingdom Hearts 3. PlayStation Magazine UK just did an article about the game, talking with the producer of the game. We have Big Hero 6 World, we have Hercules World, we've got Keyblade transformations. There's quite a few updates in that. Those are the biggest ones, though. An expansion on how the characters play. Definitely, I'll see if I can find the full transcript for the interview and post a link to that in the description. But Kingdom Hearts, still no release date, still just sometime this year, and that's where we're ending that one. Next up, we're talking about that Twitch streamer who broke all kinds of records. Ninja had 635,000 concurrent viewers, so that's 635,000 different people at one point in his video. I don't know how long he maintained that number, but still, that's a lot. The previous number was 385,000, set by why can't I think of his name? Famous Twitch streamer, has the bad wig and the silly mustache and whatever, Doctor something. I'll put the name right here so I don't look too much like a moron. But so the reason he had such a big Twitch stream was because Drake came in on his Twitch stream, and then Travis Scott, who, for those of you like me who don't know who that is, because I had to look it up for this, Travis Scott is a rapper, and then Juju Smith-Schuster, who is the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver. All of them came in on this Twitch stream, so that kind of helped, but it looks like he's trying to repeat that at least a little bit. This time he's going to be teaming up with Witt Lowry, who is also a rapper, who I also had to look up. So I can't imagine there's going to be as big of an explosion this time. But, I mean, 635,000 people, that's a lot of stuff going down on Twitch. But Lowry apparently is a fan of ninjas and also a fan of Fortnite, so that's what Ninja's going to be streaming. That's what he streamed also with Drake and Travis Scott and Juju Smith-Schuster. So interesting, just this, and then there's other stuff going on, like with E-League, the Tekken 7 tournament that I forgot to mention 2 weeks ago. Tekken 7 is going to be on E-League, and all of this stuff. And then we also had a bit of news that came out this week that the next season of Overwatch, they're looking to expand by more than double. And they want it to be more worldwide, whereas right now Overwatch League is about 12 teams, and they're all, save for 3 teams, they're all US based. They're all owned by US companies except for those 3 teams. And they want to get more worldwide companies, and they want to take it bigger. So just the predominance of esports and is really cool. It's really fun to watch. It's really awesome to see it come to the forefront, like physical sports, like legit, like football, and like I would be willing to venture that 635,000 people is as much, if not more, as any one regular season NFL game. That is so many people to watch a freaking Twitch stream. Again, try saying that one 3 times fast. Next, though, we're talking about World War Z. We talked about this at the Video Game Awards because that's when we got our first preview of it, and now we have a little bit more news. It looks like it is going to be modeled after the movie, not the book, so that kind of hurts my heart just a little bit. Though, in terms of gameplay, this might be better suited, this version of that story might be better suited for a game because of the survival elements. Not that the movie was bad necessarily, but it just was such a deviation from the book. Anyway, the game, we're going to see those thousands and thousands of zombies, the hordes of zombies, and there is going to be, it sounds like, a pretty solid single-player game. Details were kind of sparse as to whether or not there was going to be co-op for that same single-player story, if you could do multiplayers through the main story, or if it was just going to be reserved for the multiplayer modes of the game. But we're also going to, and in that story mode, we're going to get those thousands and thousands of waves and hordes of zombies, but we're also going to go through parts that are sparse, that we're going to see larger enemies. It sounds like we're going to have quite a few different enemy types. Some of them are going to be large boss battles. Some of them are just going to be difficult enemy types to kill. Very likely we'll see some human enemy types, just because that's kind of the trope anymore. Yeah, there's a zombie apocalypse going on, but people still suck. So that's probably going to be a big thing. The other thing, it sounds like they're going to be implementing gameplay mechanics, probably not to the same depth as Fallout 4, but in a similar vein as Fallout 4, in that you're going to be able to put up fences and obstacles and build things to redirect the zombie traffic, if you will. So that mechanic alone, I think, is going to be worth checking out this game, if it's as much as I'm hoping it's going to be. But that's the end of that one, and we're moving over to God of War. Just leaked some footage. I don't know how leaked it actually is, but it's about just short of 10 minutes worth of gameplay. The game is still set to come out April 20th. This new footage looks epic. This is like, God of War has always been hack and slash. God of War has always been pretty not super deep, let's put it that way. Not very deep in its gameplay. There's been some strategy elements to it, and definitely some like RPG elements to the game, but the RPG elements don't really factor into the actual playing of the game necessarily when you're like in the heat of battle. So this new God of War, this Norse version, is not a reimagining of Kratos. This is the continuation of Kratos' story. He's had it with the Greek gods, and so he's moved up to Norse country that's pre-Viking era, and is dealing with Norse gods now. So, and now he's got another child, and so on and so forth, and the kid is factored into gameplay. This leaked footage I'm definitely going to link to in the description because it's epic. Your battle axe that you have, at least through this footage, has like homing qualities to it, and you can call it back to you, and it has a freezing quality. Just freaking epic. It was so awesome. I can't gush enough. This is like figure how excited you were for like the second Assassin's Creed game, and then combine that for the God of War game when it originally came out, and put those two together, and then times that by 10. That's how epic this is. This is so, and the visuals are just stunning, and it's fantastic. This game is going to break records, I feel like. April 20th is when it launches, so we will definitely be keeping our ears open to new updates for that as they come. And our last bit of gaming news this week has to do with the Nintendo Switch. If you'll remember, a couple weeks ago we had a request from a patron. I always want to say Patreon. We had a request from a patron to talk about some Linux stuff, and so I found a story about a hacker who had hacked his Switch and said it was partially a physical thing that they were going to have to overcome, not as much a software issue. Well, it seems they have pinpointed that physical issue with their CPU, and with the most recent firmware update, people who want to go through all of the technical bits saw a couple of really interesting things that are implying, and Nintendo hasn't come out and said this directly, but they are implying that there is going to be some new versions of the Switch, not like a smaller version or a larger version like they are wanting to do, but new hardware updates with a new CPU unit, so that probably is going to make it not impossible, but more difficult to hack their system. So very interesting, and it's not too far down the road, because we have the software, the firmware, I guess, updates now. That means that chipset is in production, very, very likely. So we will be likely seeing those updates in the months to come. And before I forget though, guys, we are still going to Dink Denver next month and Starfest, which means we've got 2 adventures in photography planned. Definitely let me know what you guys want to see in those episodes. I already have my list of stuff. We went over it in the last supplemental video, so let's go over it again real quick. For Dink, it is not as much cosplay based. It's more just underground comic books and such. They have tattoo artists and so on and so forth. So Dink, they're also in a really beautiful building. So my plans, the goals that I've already set for myself, and these might expand by the time we get to that convention, is some architecture photography, some artists, and general crowd shots, some general like street photography style stuff. Those are my goals as it stands right now for Dink. As for Starfest, there is a significant amount of cosplay there, so we're going to be looking for some of the best cosplay we can find. Shooting some stuff at the cosplay contest that they have every year. Definitely going to be scaling that back a little bit. Cosplay contest is just so much to process. They also have an art contest at Starfest, so that is I'm going to see if I can maybe get some shots of some of the sculptures or anything like that. So cosplay, sculptures, some more street photography stuff. They have very interesting and unique vendors at Starfest, so I'm going to get some vendor shots as well there. If there is more that you guys want to see in those 2 Adventures in Photography episodes, let me know in the comments down below. Go check out the other Adventures in Photography videos. Comment, let's have conversations. The purpose of that series is kind of to illustrate as I grow as an artist in that art form, and kind of to stimulate conversation around that, and just kind of have fun with it. So now we can end the video. And that is where we are ending this week's gaming episode. What did I miss, guys? What should we talk about next week? Definitely let me know in the comments down below. If, though, you want to go deeper into the conversation, jump over to the website, generallynerdy.net. That's where you can find all of the freebies, all the social media links, the store links, so you can buy your merch just like this. Or there's always the Patreon if you want to contribute directly, patreon.com/generallynerdy. You can check out all of the stuff over there. If you like this episode, guys, please click that like button. If you are new to the channel, definitely hit up that subscribe button. If you are falling behind on your nerd news and you want to catch up, click or tap that box to the left of my face to do that. But before you go, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.